All right, it is January the 15th. We have had a 2-week spell of extremely cold weather here in the middle part of Alabama, and it's got a little bit of a warm front today. We're sitting at 61, 62 degrees. We're going to go down and see if we can put Jacob Davis on his first deer. Ought to be a good trip. I'm hoping the deer will be moving. Our green fields have been very productive over the past couple of weeks, and with deer having to use a lot of their resources to stay warm over the past few weeks, I'm hoping it'll pay off for us. So we've got about 3 hours of huntable light right now, and we're getting in a little bit late. Had some trailer problems, but it ought to be. We're hoping it's going to be a good trip by the time we get there. So y'all stick around. We'll see what happens, and hopefully we can get some film.
Settled in up here at the shooting house. We're down here at a shooting house that we call the back house. It's a small tower stand that we have out in the food plot here. I'll show you some of that in a minute. We've got a finger of woods to our right with a creek in it, and then to our left it's about 15 or 20 acres of clear cut. It's probably 10 to 12 foot behind standing in it. Deer like to bed down in that and feed here in our food plot. So hopefully this evening we'll be able to spot one, be able to take a shot. So. The sun will be setting behind us here in about 30 minutes, but down here in this valley, the light goes away pretty quick because we're so far down in the bottom down here, so temperature's starting to drop. You can feel it getting cooler already, so hopefully the deer will be anxious to move and anxious to get some food in their bellies. So.
You know, I've been on tons of hunting trips and tons of trips traveling around, and one thing is always for sure, and that's always, I'm going to forget something. This time was definitely no different than that. I was sitting in the shooting house with Jacob, and I remembered a conversation he and I had when we were getting out of the truck, and I asked Jacob if he had actually put a bullet in the gun. The response I got from him was obvious that he had not done so, and so he turned the gun around and pointed out the back of the shooting house, and we opened the door so he could rack a shell safely. In that process, I turned back around to look out the front of the shooting house towards a green field, and lo and behold, a deer was moving our direction. In the process of putting the bolt forward and putting the shell in, the deer spots us, and eventually we were able to get turned around, and as you'll see here shortly, Jacob gets twisted back around, gets a bullet in the gun, and gets the gun out of the front of the shooting house. He does a great job and is very, very quiet at that. We've all hit our gun on things before, but this time he does a fine job and gets turned around real well. So you'll get to see the rest from here on out. But there are some things happening behind the scenes that you wouldn't be aware of if we didn't take time to tell you.
Take your time, breathe, and shoot. Yes! Yes! We got our first deer, buddy. Give me some knuckles on that.
Wait, he looks like he might still be down because he's kicking
no,
still.
He's down.
Oh, yes.
That would be the exit. All right, man, squat down there with it.
Dad's gonna be disappointed.
Show it off to us. All right.
No, it's a spike. It's a deer.
It's a great deer. Good job, Jacob.
Dad's gonna be disappointed though.
Why's that?
Because he bought these exploding bullets thinking they would actually explode.
No, they
inside
don't
the
actually
deer.
explode, but that's a great job, buddy.
Oh my gosh.
Great job.
This was awesome.
All right. As Jacob and I were loading up his trophy, we were talking, and he made the comment that it was only a spike. We talked for a little bit longer, and I encouraged him, just being out here, having the chance to enjoy the harvest and enjoy the time to be in God's creation is plenty of a trophy. It doesn't matter how many points your deer has or how much it weighed. It's all about the relationships that are built. It's about the time being able to spend out in the great outdoors just enjoying God's creation. Jacob, I appreciate you allowing me to tag along on this trip. I know it was a memory that you will keep for the rest of your life. And trust me, it's one that I'll keep as well. I enjoyed the chance to be able to spend with you and the time just to share a moment in life like this. Thanks again.